Hello and welcome to Knitwhim Diaries, episode 18, Blanket Fort. Hi, how are you? I've been away for a while and this past weekend was my first anniversary. My husband and I celebrated it by building a blanket fort, and so I have a little video of that I'll put here. Ta-da! Blanket fort! Just so that you guys know, I am completely crazy. But it's okay. Welcome to the blanket fort. As you can see, we quite enjoy our time in the blanket fort. Got all sorts of games. Whew. Random yarn. I'm trying to get my husband to knit a scarf. The last one he did was in like a basket weave stitch, and so now I'm trying to get him to knit something all cable-y. Here's my computer. I need that to do the actual podcast. So yeah. This fort has managed to stay up for 3 days now. I'm not sure how long we're going to keep it in our living room, but we're pretty much using every chair that we own. I had to remove one this morning in order to spin on the wheel. That slightly detracted from the setup, but not too much. But every other chair we own is still in here. So yeah, that's that. So yeah. That's only a small taste of the kinds of crazy stuff that I've been busy doing since the last time I recorded. I know it's been a little bit longer than normal since my last episode, and so returning viewers, thank you so much for your patience, and new viewers, I'm not the most regular blogger, but I hope you see something that you like. So moving on. Finished objects. One of the benefits of posting infrequently is I actually have stuff to show you. So first up, I finished the Seedling Dreams hat by the wonderful and beautiful Amy Beth. I love this hat, and I think it's going to be my favorite hat to wear next fall. Most of the hats that I do are kind of slouchy and aren't really tight around the ears, so they're not as warm. This hat, not only is it very snug and covers my ears perfectly, it's also knit with, these two yarns are from Cascade, and they're both high percentages of alpaca, so super warm. Super warm. Plus, my favorite part about color work is all the wonderful strandedness on the inside. So I didn't really enjoy knitting this because I cast on the wrong size the first time and had to frog it and basically knit this twice. Plus I don't like alpaca, so that was a pain. But the pattern is amazing. I love it. It's Seedling Dreams by Amy Beth. So I do recommend the pattern. It's awesome. I'll probably make more in less alpaca-y yarn in the future. Because once I find a hat pattern I like, I tend to make gazillions of them in different colors. So that was the first finished object, and then my second one is the Smog shawl that I've been knitting. The pattern is by O Rose, and the yarn is Penguin Soup Tuxedo Glitz in the colorway Smog. Here it is. It's pretty much perfect. It turned out exactly the way I intended, exactly the way I planned. The colors are just amazing for this. It's great. You know, I had that moment of panic and disappointment and, you know, terror when you cast off the shawl and you try it on in the mirror and it's like, it's too small and it like lays weird. It's like, ugh. And then you block it and it becomes amazing. So I don't know. I'm recording this again on my iPhone. So I don't know. I'll try it on for you. So here, and it's got this nice shape, this perfect V shape, and so unlike a regular triangle shawl, it just sits on your shoulders perfectly, and it's not going to fall off. So I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, I love it, and just in time for all the 80-degree weather we're having here. But oh well, you know, it's still cold inside. So I've been working on that. I haven't been working on the 2 at a time socks that I cast on. I haven't touched them since the last podcast at all. I also haven't done any spinning. I've been super busy entertaining people. We've had company staying at our house pretty much every week since the last time I recorded. Maybe not the whole week, but for several days of each week. So that's been crazy. I do have some works in progress. I'm working on some spinning. I'm gonna bring it over. So I'm not gonna remove the bobbin from the wheel, but I'm still working on a spin along with Penguin Soup. It's a Alice in Wonderland themed craft along, so you can do any Ravelry sanctioned craft to meet the theme. So I'm spinning, these are the first Rolex that I ever made. And they're not that great, but you can still spin with them. And it's from fiber that I dyed myself, and it's supposed to be Cheshire Cat. So you know there's different versions of the Cheshire Cat. The one I remember growing up was the Disney one that was pinks and purples, and now there's the Tim Burton one, I think, is the one that's all like gray with the teal stripes. So I combined the two. So I'm spinning that up. I think I'm probably either halfway or more than halfway done. I don't remember how many Rolex I started with, but I have 5 left, plus the one on the wheel. Well, this one's small. I have 4.5 left, plus the one on the wheel. So I'm spinning that. It's slow going. This morning was really the first time I'd gotten to spin on my wheel in a few weeks. Today was my first day back to work. My husband took Monday and Tuesday off, and I'm off those days anyway. So we had Sunday through Tuesday was like a romantic anniversary 3-day gooey fest. So I didn't do any spinning, and then before that I had company, so I didn't do any spinning. This morning I got up. I usually get up at 4:30 before work, shower. I set my rice cooker the night before, a delayed setting, so that the rice is done in the morning, and then I make sausage. I have sausage and rice for breakfast. It's my favorite thing ever. Sometimes I do the fried tomatoes with that. And then I managed to have like 20 minutes of extra time after getting dressed and eating and packing my lunch. So I came out in the garage and I spun for 20 minutes. And that was my first spinning in so long. I'm so sad. Other works in progress. Not technically a craft, but I did order 4 more pounds of undyed fiber. Because not only am I addicted to dyeing, but I also kind of have this idea that I want to sell my hand-dyed fiber on Etsy. I don't know, I hope it works out. There are loads of people already doing it who are way more experienced than me, and also loads of newbies like me doing it. So on the one hand, it seems like there would be a lot of competition, but on the other hand, these people sell out. You know, you go online, your favorite places to buy fiber, and they can't keep up with the demand. So maybe I can do it. Maybe there are people out there. I don't know. So I will be dyeing. So I bought a bunch of fiber from Paradise Fibers. This is 2 pounds of merino, and it is 18.5 microns, if you know what that means. A micron is a measurement that sort of tells you how soft it is. This is Blue-Faced Leicester, a pound. I kind of wanted to experiment and see what the different fibers were like. And this one is also merino, and this one is 64 count. So I just wanted to sort of see. They're pretty similar, the 64 count and the 18.5 micron. And microns and counts are 2 completely different ways of measuring the softness. And I haven't memorized the conversion, so for all I know, they're the same. But I don't know. I haven't memorized that conversion chart yet, and I was online with my credit card one day, and that's what I picked out. So that's a work in progress. Hopefully I'll get to dye some of that stuff up next week, fingers crossed. I've got some fun ideas, but part of that is I want to do a spin along, and I'm probably going to open a group on Ravelry for the podcast soon. It will be called Knitwhim Diaries, and people who are interested in doing this spin along, I would encourage to join that and post. And probably I will be giving away prizes from out of my hand-dyed fiber, which I haven't dyed yet. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Thinking I'll probably do it in June because May is pretty much over already anyways. What do you think? Do you guys spin? Would you do this? Interested? We'll find out. If no one participates, I'll just spin the fiber myself. No hard feelings. But you could have free fiber. Okay, what else is there? I've got my cheat sheets. Oh, the most exciting work in progress. Hello, I finally cast on my sweater. This is the Bloomsbury sweater, and it's a paid pattern. The designer is Svetlana Volkova, and I'm doing mine out of Lorna's Laces Shepherd Worsted in the color Mirth, which is pretty much the color in the picture. I cast it on Monday, and I haven't gotten very far for all the reasons previously mentioned. Basically, it's a top-down sweater, and I cast on basically the collar, and I've been working on, after the collar, there's a lace bit that forms like the shoulders, and so I'm working on that. And I have a really hard time getting gauge. So I knit a swatch on 3 different size needles, and I got the same gauge on all 3 sizes. And I have this recurring problem where I'll get gauge initially, and then my gauge will get looser and looser as I go on, and so my project will get bigger and bigger. So I'm really paranoid about this. I'm going to, you knit down until you separate the for the sleeves, and so I'm probably going to separate for the sleeves and then knit a little bit and then put it on waist yarn to try it on. And I'm just going to, super paranoid all the time, keep trying it on and checking to make sure it's the right size. Also, the Harry Potter group that was recently featured on the front page of Ravelry, I tried to get in on that. I know about it for a while, and I participated in Nerd Wars Tournament 9 over the fall. And so that was cool. I really enjoyed that, and I wanted to play that again, but I was feeling kind of nostalgic for Harry Potter. And so I was like, well, I'll try the Harry Potter group. Now they have a cap on how many people can participate for each cycle. And you get sorted into a house, and they have a cap on how many per house. And if you don't make it, you become a not quite first year. And it's sort of like if you've played Nerd Wars, it's like the ninjas. You can participate in most of the events, but you don't get scored for points. So, it gives them less work to do. So I tried, I put my name in, and I did not get sorted. So there were like 170 of us not quite first years. So I'm going to play anyway, even though it's not for points, because it seems like a lot of fun anyways. And if you've played as a not quite first year, you get priority later for another game. So all you really have to do to participate is to submit one project for one class per month, which I haven't done yet. I'm going to be submitting the small shawl for detention, and I plan on submitting one of my dyed fiber braids as my class for this month, but I haven't dyed it yet, so we'll see what happens. And then I even am attempting to do an owl. So for Nerd Wars, there's a dissertation, which is a 3-month project that you have to write a proposal for, and there's a halfway mark that you get points for and all that stuff. So the Harry Potter group has the same kind of thing. They're called owls, and their different classes determine what type it is. So mine is the sweater, and it's adult long sleeve sweater, which is Muggle Studies. So the idea of the Muggle Studies owl is you're knitting something to help you disguise yourself as a Muggle in the Muggle world. And there's 2 options. Option 1, which is the sweater option, or option 2, which is to do a matching set of like hat, scarf, mittens or something, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And I don't have all of the classes memorized. I just know that Muggle Studies is sweaters, and then Charms is really complicated lace, because those are the two I really, really want to do. But then they also have something called Newts, which you have to have completed X number of owls before you can even try to do a newt, and you can only do each owl once. So there are 12 possible owl categories, and you can only do each one once. So like I'm doing Muggle Studies now, I'm not going to be allowed to do Muggle Studies again until I've done all the other 11. That's a lot of games. You'd be playing for years to do that, right? That's a lot of games. So that's what I've been doing. I really have to cut back on my crafting time. Work has been super busy. I switched sort of what I was doing on the job, and so now I'm a lot busier than I was before, and it's a lot more stressful. And I'm still anticipating going back to nights in the future, but I don't know if I'll have the same amount of time to knit at work that I did last time I was on nights. Because last time I was on nights, I practically didn't do anything. But this time, I think they're actually going to make me work. I know, right? What a foreign concept. Work. So I might not get as much knitting done. I'm hoping I'll get to start my spinning back up again. There were 2 spinning competitions on the supported spindles that I was going to do this month, and I just haven't had a chance to even touch my spindles. So one was the Lonely Spindle competition, and the other one was a Thick or Thin competition, and I can't remember exactly which groups they were in, but they were both advertised in the Spindle Candy thread groups. But I know for sure at least the Lonely Spindle one was in a separate group, and they just advertised it in the eye candy thread. So if you're interested in those, go check them out. I'm not going to participate because it's too late for me. I'm already halfway through the month. There's no way I can spin a whole project on supported spindles in half a month with the way my life has been going lately. I start a class on the 19th, so hopefully I'll have like a little break where I can do more knitting. But yeah, ooh, it's over there. I'm almost done, but I do want to show you something really cool that Amanda picked up for me at a recent fiber event. I'll be right back. The other thing I've been doing that was not knitting or spinning related was cross stitch. This isn't the cross stitch pattern that I'm working on right now, but I ordered these 2 dragon cross stitch ones. This is the bigger of the 2. And I've been working on those a little bit, so maybe I'll show you the one I'm working on next time. It's this tiny little dragon perched on a glass of wine, and then there are grapes around the wine glass. So this one is huge. This one has like multiple pages of charts. The other one is like just this little index card. So, but man, cross stitch is so time consuming. But I started that when my husband's grandparents were visiting, because his grandmother cross stitches, and so I thought it would be cute if we sat on the couch together and cross stitched. And I'm a newbie, so she was like, teaching me the real way to do it. I learned a lot of cool stuff from her, so that was fun. So Amanda went to a fiber event to take a rolag class, and she picked me up these gorgeous bats. There's 2 of them, so I guess it's a little over 3 ounces, just over 3 ounces total, and they're matching. So I cannot wait to spin these. It's just straight merino BFL silk Angelina. This is kind of what I prefer to spin. A lot of the bats that you see are art bats, and they've got a bunch of like chunks blended in and like, but this is mostly just blended fiber. It's very pretty. I love the colors. I know most of what I knit is purple and red, but I love the green. And the yellow is, it's not that horribly clashing yellow that clashes with everything. It's gorgeous. And they match perfectly together, which is another thing I've noticed. A lot of people do bats where the colors don't match up. Why is that? Why is that? If you're going to blend colors, you should do it like this so that the colors you blend look good together. So thank you, Amanda. I can't wait to start spinning these, and I don't even know if I'm going to spin them on my wheel or on a spindle or what, because so many options. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably end up trying to spin it lace weight, because you know me. Everything is about the lace weight these days. Why spin anything else if you can spin lace weight? That's why I haven't gotten anywhere on my drop spindle. The main supported spindle project I'm working on is still this lace weight. It was supposed to be my spin along project for April, and I never got farther than this. That's as far as I got. That's going to be lace weight when it's done. You know, assuming I haven't forgotten how to spin it, and then I continue to do this well when I go back. But it's kind of hairy, but that just means it'll have a nice halo. But yeah, I miss this. I want to return to this. So we'll see. Maybe this will be my detention project for next month. Because I think you get one detention per month that you can turn in. I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you check out my group on Ravelry, Knitwhim Diaries, which I will be starting soon. Hopefully it'll be formed by the time you see this to some degree. And let me know what crafts you're most interested in. I know that I'm all over the place with my crafts on this podcast. Sometimes I'm knitting or spinning or crocheting or whatever. I do them all. So let me know which ones are your favorites. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Also, we had Tech for the Gym released by Chris on Monday. Always good to see what he's up to and get those questions answered directly from the man. Now, those are from subscribers. So again, get your questions answered by the man, Chris Roberts, become a subscriber. And this week, Sandy and the team share the latest benefits of being a Star Citizen subscriber. Take a look at this.
Hi everybody, I'm Sandy Gardner, VP of Marketing at Cloud Imperial Games, and this is Alexis Riddle. She is Customer Service Representative and also Subscriber Coordinator. And we are here because we have very exciting news for subscribers.